Welcome back to Building Fallout. In our last episode, we took a little shortcut through a mine because we're heading down a southern railway from our camp because we are looking to get to Charleston. Now, we are outside of the Gully Mine. One thing that's really cool about the entrance to Gully Mine is it has a random encounter area right here. So what that means is some kind of random, some kind of random animal or, oh, come on, I don't like wasting ammo on fireflies. Gonna have to, though. Some kind of encounter. Like, right now it's fireflies, which I'm looking to get their abdomen. But sometimes it'll be squirrels, sometimes it'll be rabbits, it could be possums or beavers, but usually there's something there. Right now we are outside of Slocum Joe's, which is a decent place to stop and scavenge. Nothing to get on the inside of the building, really, except for in the back room. But most of the time when you come past, there'll be some kind of interaction. It seems not, though, because we have... Oh my goodness. Somebody's camp here. So I really don't condone this most of the time, but I am going to steal stuff. Or at least that one gift. Cool. Now, personally, I'm one of those people that if they didn't want me to take their stuff, they should have locked it. But that's still a horrible way to look at things. I'm not gonna lie. So, now, in case you're ever wondering if, someone is a vendor, most of the time, they'll make it public if they have a vending station. But right now, this person's camp is hidden, so... I'm going to go ahead and take T. This is cool. I like this person's setup. Yeah. And most of the time, most people leave camps open and allow you to use their stuff. Don't lock it down, It's a level 10 hunting rifle. I'm gonna hold on to that just because we're, almost there. Fireworks! Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the stash to get rid of junk. And again, I could be harvesting his crops and whatnot, but I've messed with his stuff enough. So we're gonna continue. Is that a settler? That is a settler. We're going to continue down the railroad. But first, I'm going to see if... Yep. So we can, use several different options. I'm just going to go with strength. And that gives us 2 bulk wood. So it's always good to interact with your settler friends. You never know what they're going to do for you. Sometimes they'll just talk to you, other times you'll have a little interaction like that, but, always good to speak with your settler friends. Squirrel. Now, squirrels are useful because you can get the squirrel bits and then turn them into crispy squirrel bits or squirrel on a stick if you've gotten the recipe. I hear more. Just always listen for the chitter. Alright. And now this is going to be quite the long haul because again, we are following this rail track all the way down to this area down here. But we're going to make a stop off here. So that's just where we're trying to get right now. And of course there are stops along the way if you really want to make them. Right now, I do believe we're coming up on the town of Sutton. Yes, we're coming up on the town of Sutton. Now, major spoiler alert. When you hit level 20, there's a bunch of missions that will open up to you. Brotherhood of Steel missions, an Overseer mission. The reason I mention that is because this is the Overseer's house. Right here. So, you're going to want to make that a stop. For one, donations box, which is nice. And of course she has a whole bunch. I'm gonna go ahead and dismantle that. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that can be scavenged from the Overseer's garage here. And if you want to, you can go in and talk to her and start that whole thing. I just like finding the location for later whenever we're traveling back. And, you know, of course, if you wanted to, you could scavenge Sutton and do whatever there. But instead, we're going to continue down the track. Now, it is very possible for you to just bypass this train station, just literally run past it and not even get it on the map. But we are going to take the time to discover it. Because when it comes to train stations, you know, it's a good idea to look around, see if there's any extra resources, like there's a banjo here, so you could get that well-tuned bonus. You know, any of the containers lying about can have useful stuff in them. See if there's, some of them have, you know, like cooking stations. So, ooh, carrot. Some of them have, you know, different stations like that. But what is always at a train station is there'd always be some kind of crafting station. In this case, it's chemistry. Now, another thing you will always find at every train station, it's just a matter of where it's posted, is a bulletin board. And as you can see, there's different quests posted on them. I'm not going to bother at the moment, just because eventually we will run into pretty much everything that is labeled there. So right now I am just getting rid of things I will not be using or that I have overstocked. And I really do like selling the old world food to the vendors, and there's two reasons for that. One being that it doesn't go bad, so if someone actually needs to have some food and they find this vendor, then they can find something to eat. It's kind of a silly reason when you think about it. I'm going to go ahead and sell that flux just because there's nothing I can do with it right now at this level. So we'll go ahead and just sell off a few things. Mostly just to get it out of my inventory. Because those just weigh me down. So, speaking of food, I'm gonna go ahead and fill up on all that. Now, don't be discouraged if Some of your food goes bad and spoils. You can always turn that into fertilizer. Extra monies. Alright. And then finally, get rid of some of these legendaries I am not using. It's not that they're bad, it's just that I don't like relying on a low-level legendary to just get outclassed eventually. So that's just personal preference for me. Alright, so from here, we're going to continue down the southern rail line. Excuse me. Now, we're not going to be going too much further because we are looking for Camp McClintock or Camp McSomething. We're going to join the army. I know that sounds a little ridiculous at this point in time, but it is an eventuality for several different storylines to come here and join the army. So you might as well get it out of the way now. So around this point, I want to say... Is it around this point? You want to start heading up the hill here? I want to say so, just because there's the road. And we're just going to take the road up, because it should bring us to the camp. Yeah, and you can see the little icon on our compass. Whenever you see that star on the map, it's some kind of military installation. You know, it was a guard post, or in this case, it's the full-on training camp. Now, you can see that an objective for the Overseer's mission has popped up. Yeah, and now you can see you can start your training at Camp McClintock and complete basic training. One of those is just the regular, hey, come join the army while you walk past. The other one is part of the Brotherhood of Steel quest line. So you might as well just get it out of the way, honestly. Not to mention this is a decent place to come scavenge. And the whole reason we wanted to come here early is because this gives us the plan for the large water purifier, which is going to be super useful later. So, yeah, there's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode off here. We'll pick it up where we start to join the army. But hopefully you found this informative and entertaining, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.